Hey there, Saxons. Welcome to this week's Saxon TV. Today we're going to be talking about South Choir. A lot of people may have thought, how are they doing choir virtually? Well, I reached out to the new choir director this year, Sazima, to get the answers we've been looking for.
So the first question, how many choirs do you direct at South?
There are a total of 7 ensembles, and within each 3 grade level classes I teach, those ensembles kind of fall in asynchronously behind the grade level ensembles.
Okay, awesome. And how long have you been teaching at South?
About 5 months, not very long.
So are you liking it here?
Yes, I love it. In fact, it's been, even with the distance learning hurdles, it still has just been an absolute joy. The kids are wonderful. The staff is so supportive, and even though I'm not physically with everybody, I definitely feel like part of the community and really supported. It's been great.
That's great to hear. How do you prepare your students for a concert?
So obviously in distance learning, concerts look different. So we do pre-recorded performances basically. So students get music and I create practice tracks for them to listen to and learn their part. We go over different elements of the piece in class together, like dynamics they should be singing, cutoffs, breaths, all the musicality aspects of the piece. And then I check in with them since I can't physically hear them in real time all together. I check in with them via a part check. So they kind of record their part and let me know their progress through Canvas. And I take that and say, oh, I didn't realize I need to teach you to sing a taller vowel on this word. So let's go back and make sure. So it's definitely a slower process. My goal has been to do 1 virtual performance per ensemble per quarter. And so far we've hit that goal. So it's a lot slower, just 1 piece per ensemble. But once they have their parts down and I hear in their part check that they're ready to do a final recording, then they record that in a website called Soundtrap, and I take all that and throw it together, and voila, there's a performance.
Wow, that's good.
Yeah.
So what's it like trying to direct a choir through Zoom? What are some of the struggles and also some of the positives?
Yeah, so I kind of just touched on that, but I am used to, as a choral director, teaching, giving some instruction, and then immediately hearing back and assessing if my students understood what I just taught or if I need to explain it in a different way. Obviously, through Zoom with the lag, it's not possible to hear everybody at the same time in real time. So that's been challenging, just like trusting that they're singing along with me, especially students who, keep their cameras off. It's just difficult to know if they're understanding or if they're performing in the way that I would want or like to hear. So that's been a little bit challenging, but on the flip side, I do think there are positives. It's been nice. I feel like I am really getting to know each of my students because things are just smaller scale, classes are smaller, class sizes are smaller, which is not positive overall, but it has been a positive, at least with my relationships with students. I feel like I'm really getting to know a lot of them, which is cool that can happen over Zoom. And another positive is just some students are thriving more than they were at school from home. Sometimes, school distractions can pop up, or students just can kind of work at their own pace from home. And I have heard from a couple of my students that it has been easier this year because they can take a step back and really just work at their own pace and ask questions at their own pace, and they don't feel the pressure of everyone else around them. So definitely positives, but also definitely negatives, and we're rolling with it.
Yeah, awesome. what was the process of making the winter concert? I think you kind of already explained, but
Yeah, that's okay. So students learn their parts, they record them into Soundtrap, then I download all those individual files and kind of EQ them or equalize them on my own program called Logic, and make sure all the levels are good and there's not one voice that's louder than the other, all that good stuff. And then for the winter concert specifically, I had students upload photos that had to do with their piece. So we did like a slideshow for a visual behind the audio. So I put the video together as well, compiled it all, and shared it over Zoom.
nice.
Yeah.
My last question is, when's the next concert?
Good question. So the next concert or virtual performance or whatever you want to call it will take place in Q3. It honestly, with the progress going how it is, I'm aiming for February, but it may be closer to like before spring break. I kind of have to base these concerts or performances. Normally they're scheduled like a year in advance, but this year I'm trying to, you know, work at the students' pace rather than kind of push them to work at my pace. So as soon as they have a piece learned, we'll kind of get the ball rolling and get some recordings done. So my goal, I guess I should say, my goal is before spring break for the next one.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for letting me interview you.
You're welcome. Thank you for reaching out.
Yeah, of course. I think I'm going to be in choir next quarter, so I'll be in your class.
I'm so excited. That'll be good.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, bye, Presley. Thank you.